up, DramaAlert Nation? I'm your host, Killer KEEMSTAR. Let's get right into the news. All right, guys, a lot of news went down over the weekend at UMG Dallas. If you don't know, I was over there. And basically, I wanted to cover everything that kind of happened, but I don't have it, like the screenshots and everything. So instead of doing like a news type show, I just want to give you my perspective. It's more of a vlog here, and I hope you enjoy it. It is some pretty interesting stuff that went down. So the first night that we got there was Friday, and everybody was up at the bar. All the big YouTubers, pro players, people that run the event. It's a nice little social thing to know all these people online, and have a drink and get to chat with everyone. Well, KEEMSTAR had a few too many drinks, and as I was walking up, hours into the first night, I was looking over at Gandhi and Blade, and I bumped into a chair, and I spilled some of my gin and tonic on a gentleman. And I apologized to the gentleman. I said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Can I offer to buy you a drink?" He said, "Yes, Red Bull and vodka." So as I'm walking up to get him a Red Bull and vodka, within 30 seconds of that incident happening, I'm holding my gin and tonic. It slips through my hand. I catch it with this hand. I spill it on myself and someone standing kind of right next to me. That someone was the TK owner, Kosdff's girlfriend. So I apologized to her. I offered to buy her a drink. She doesn't want it. I said, "I'm sorry. Oh my God." I go up, I get the dude a Red Bull and vodka, and I get out of there and call it a night. KEEMSTAR got a little too tipsy. The next day, I go down to the event. I'm saying hi to fans. I'm signing stuff. Some dude had me sign like some packet for soup. That's a whole nother story. But I'm taking pictures with fans. I'm saying hi to everybody at the event. When the UMG staff contact me and they're like, "Keem, did you dump a full drink on Kosdff's girlfriend?" And I said, "Well, yeah, but it was an accident." That's not what they heard. Kosdff contacted the UMG staff and said that I went up and poured my drink on his girlfriend because I don't like him. And he said that TK would no longer come to any events unless I was kicked from the event. But UMG was really black and white on this, and they told Kosdff, like, "Look, this didn't even happen at UMG. This happened at the hotel bar. They can only control what happens at their event, not what happens outside the event." Kosdff didn't care. He said that he's never coming to another event. He was very upset about it. So I explained to UMG, of course, that this was an accident and that, many people saw this. Many people were there. I mean, this didn't happen, in a little area. This happened in front of everybody. And it was just an accident. So I guess UMG asked more people. More people said that, what happened was exactly what I was telling them. So they kind of understood that this was a mistake. And Kosdff just thought, because I don't like him and me and him have had debates on Twitter, that this was something that I did on purpose. So they said, "Maybe you should talk to him." And I said, "Of course I will." So as we're hanging out at the Smite booth, I see Kosdff walking into the event. And I'm like, "Kosdff." And I, tell him to come over here. And he's like, "Get out of my event! Get out of my event! Get out of here!" I don't know why he thought it was this event. But anyhow, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with it? Okay, so I follow him. I jump off the stage, and I start following him over. And I'm like, "Kosdff, listen, dude, it was just an accident. Like, I know..." And he's screaming and yelling. He starts pushing me and stuff. And then he goes and tries to do this haymaker swing at me. And, of course, I just batted his hand out of the way. And I'm talking nice and calmly. I'm like, "Dude, it was an accident. I accidentally spilled the drink. It was not on purpose. I offered to buy her." He's yelling and screaming. So then UMG made both of us leave, kind of walked both of us out. They said, "Come on, let's walk outside." So we're walking outside. This dude's still yelling in the hallway. Those like poles that hold up the strings, like when you're in a line, those poles with the strings. He like throws one of those on the ground. He was so angry. And he storms out. Then, of course, he takes to Twitter and he says that he's never going to come to another UMG event. And he said that, I did this just because I don't like him. And to this day, I don't think they've accepted my apology. I think they really do believe that I did it on purpose. But just to clear the air, Kosdff and your girlfriend, I apologize. It was an accident. I'm sorry. And that offer to buy both of you a drink, is still on the table. Now for the next thing that happened at UMG. So TmarTn, LEGIQN, Drift0r, and Pamaj made a team to compete at UMG called the Pink Wall. And guys, this shit was funny as hell. I mean, seriously, I ended up buying a Pink Wall shirt. These guys are awesome. They went and competed, and of course, Pamaj didn't show up. He had some family issues, so he didn't show up, so they had a pro player to sub in for them. I forgot his name. He's like a semi-pro. But these guys were hilarious. I mean, these guys were joking around. They had the craziest class. When they were playing uplink, they were doing like 360 spins before they scored. They were doing all kinds of crazy stuff. It was really entertaining for the stream, and it was really entertaining to be there. And those guys did a great job creating a really memorable moment here at UMG Dallas. But the problem is there was this small YouTuber that only lived like 45 minutes away from the event that didn't even bother to come. His name is Birdman. Now, Birdman became famous in Modern Warfare 3 for finding a glitch, but he hasn't had success on YouTube since. He gets really low views, and he hasn't really grown that much. So, like a lot of small commentators, what do? They attack the bigger guys. So, apparently, Birdman was tweeting out pictures of Drift0r's wife, talking smack, and he was also taking to Twitter saying that they stink and all this other stuff. So the guys from the Pink Wall, you know, Drift0r and TmarTn and LEGIQN, kind of fired back, and they're like, you only live like 45 minutes to the event. How come you didn't come here? Now, they're talking about competing. They're talking about playing Call of Duty, right? But Birdman is acting like he's going to come and fight people. So Pamaj, who's not even here, right? Pamaj is not even at the event. He dares Birdman to come to the event. He's like, yeah, come over, right? Trolls Birdman. So Birdman gets in his car and he starts streaming the whole way there, all 45 minutes, on his Periscope that he's going to come and kick everybody's ass. Now, of course, I made a joke on Twitter and I said I would cover Birdman, but I only cover known people on DramaAlert. So then he started talking trash about me. He actually took some personal digs at my 5-year-old daughter, which I thought was a little crazy. But hey, when you are failing at YouTube, you will do anything for attention and views just to get back in the normal conversation. So on his way here, Pamaj, TmarTn, LEGIQN, Drift0r, and myself, we're all getting spammed with, are you going to fight him? Are you scared? Are you scared? And it was pretty hilarious because as he was live streaming on the way over, somebody swatted him. That's right. Somebody called the local police, said that they were him, said that they were Birdman, and they're on their way to the hotel to shoot up the place. So Birdman's streaming with 2,200 people watching live. He gets out of the car, and there are 10 cops waiting for him. He goes to pull out his phone because he stopped streaming right as he got out the car. He goes to pull out his phone, and they pulled guns on him. So they handcuffed him and detained him, and then they started searching his vehicle. Now, Birdman didn't say that he had guns or knives, but Birdman said that he had a bunch of friends that were going to meet him to like fight all these people in the live stream. But when the cops searched him and handcuffed him, they found no guns, no knives, and no friends. So then all these rumors started that TmarTn or myself or Drift0r or somebody called the cops. None of us called the cops. Literally, this guy got trolled to the max. He drove 45 minutes to get cuffs put on him and then to get banned from the hotel for a whole year. That's right. People will do anything for attention. Ironically, Birdman uploaded a video. In the beginning of his video, he said that he trolls on Twitter and it was all just a joke. And that's what TmarTn and Drift0r and Pamaj were all doing too, is they were just joking on Twitter. But towards the end of Birdman's video, when he describes what happened, he says he should be taken seriously because he will roll up on people. Because he did it. I strongly suggest, Birdman, just make really good YouTube videos. Then you won't have to threaten people that are much popular than you in order to get views and attention. And now for the third and final thing that happened at this event. This was crazy. So this was Saturday night. It was really late in the night. The bars closed. There's about 75 to 50 people out front of the, just people that are at the event hanging out because all the bars are closed and everyone's just talking and everyone's having a good time. But it's about the time that everyone needs to go to sleep because it's so late and we got to get up early for Sunday morning. So before I go to bed, I end up going to the hotel store, which is open 24 hours, to get myself a sandwich and some vitamin water. As I go up, the lady's messing with the cash register, and she realizes something's wrong. That's right, the system is down. So she says to me, the system's down right now. Everything is complimentary. And I was like, what does that mean? And she was like, it's free. So I was like, oh, I just remembered. I'm like super hungry. So I went and grabbed more stuff and I walked out with 2 bags of free goodies from the hotel store. We're talking vitamin waters, candy bars, sandwiches, all kinds of stuff, parfaits. But when something that good comes to you, you gotta share it with others. So I walked out front to where the 50 to 75 people were, and I just shouted out, attention everybody, everything in the store right now is free. And that place cleared out in like 10 seconds, and everybody made a dash to the hotel store. Now, as everybody was grabbing like bags of drinks and food and stuff and getting it for free, one person named Vinny apparently took all the beer out of the store and walked out, didn't even check with the clerk, and just walked out. And that's when hotel security got involved. They identified the suspect in the security tapes, and then they went on the hunt for Vinny. They started questioning everybody where this guy was, but of course nobody gave him up. So Vinny was on the run at the hotel. He was going from room to room to room, avoiding the security at the hotel. Apparently the local police ended up getting Vinny's cell phone number, and they called him and they asked him what room number he was in, and he said like 309 or something like that, and it ended up being, oh my God, Love's room. And she's like, no, he's not here. And the last thing we heard is that he actually got away from the hotel and flew home a day early and avoided charges of the alcohol theft. But here's the thing, it wasn't really stealing because everything in the store was free. So guys, that wraps up my UMG event. Hey, there's another UMG event coming in September, I think, and it's going to be in Washington, D.C. I strongly suggest you go to these UMG events because they are the best. By the way, congratulations to FaZe who won it. Those guys played their heart out, beating Optic right at the very end. It was an amazing event. Shout out to everybody who I met. And guys, we have another Drama Alert coming up for you tonight. Hacker Wars, R-Mine versus Buddy Bear. Look out for that. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please put a like on it. Let's try to get 10 likes. Thanks for listening.